This video is about Athena defends city but heroes fail. If this myth excites you, please like the video, share it with friends, and write in the comments how it pulled you into the adventure. Part 1. Athena defends the city but heroes fail. In the time when gods walked alongside mortals, the city of Athena flourished at the foot of Mount Helios, kissed by vibrant springs and fertile fields. Ruled by wise elders and guided by the goddess Athena, Athena was a beacon of culture, philosophy, and strength. But shadows loomed over the city as a dark prophecy whispered through the winds, foretelling of a calamity that would steal the light from its streets. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, gazed from her temple atop the Acropolis. Her heart bore the weight of the prophecy as if the fates themselves had spun a thread of doom around Athena. The wings of war stirred in the distance. A monstrous horde led by the fearsome Titan, Typhon, rumbled across the valleys, unleashing chaos upon the world. With every heartbeat, she felt the tremors of destiny echoing in her soul. Athena, came a voice from behind, stirring her from her reverie. It was Prince Leonidas, a young warrior whose courage was as boundless as the sea. He had seen the signs, giant footprints in the earth, smoke billowing from the mountains. "We must prepare, the Titan approaches." Her emerald eyes locked onto his. "The heroes of Athena must unite, we cannot face this evil alone." She turned, her golden armor shimmering in the sun's embrace. "Summon the warriors and gather the best among us, this battle will test our very souls." With a fierce determination, Leonidas raced to rally the bravest of the city's warriors. Each man and woman, armed with hopes and dreams, stood ready to answer the call. Yet even as the clang of swords and the rallying cries filled the air, a shadow of doubt crept into Athena's heart. Could they truly stand against a Titan, an embodiment of chaos and destruction? As the warriors gathered in the grand amphitheater, Athena addressed them under the watchful gaze of the gods. "You are the heart of Athena. Legends are forged in the fires of battle. Today, we stand not just for ourselves, but for every soul in our beloved city. Honor and bravery will be our shields against the darkness." The crowd erupted in cheers, their spirits ignited. Yet in the back of the assembly, an ominous figure loomed. Callias, the envious warrior. Once a hero, he had fallen to jealousy, turning his heart cold. He harbored resentment toward Athena and her chosen champions. As the assembly began to disperse, Callias approached. "The goddess may have blessed you with wisdom, but she cannot shield you from betrayal," he sneered, his voice laced with venom. "When the battle rages, it is often the closest who wield the sharpest blades. Do not let such darkness cloud your spirit," Athena said, her tone resolute. "We are forged in unity, not division. If you wish to protect Athena, then let your heart lead you to honor, not treachery." But Callias turned away, embittered, as Athena's words fell upon deaf ears. The tension in the air thickened, like a storm brewing on the horizon. As night fell, the warriors prepared for the battle that would define their fate. The following dawn broke with an eerie stillness, the sun obscured by dark clouds swirling like a tempest. The ground trembled beneath the weight of Typhon's approach, and in the heart of Athena, the air buzzed with trepidation. Athena stood at the forefront of the city gates, her divine spear gleaming like a beacon of hope. "Warriors of Athena," she roared, her voice echoing like thunder. "Today, we face the darkness head-on. Fear not the might of Typhon, for we are guided by honor and our love for Athena." As the Titan emerged from the shadows, the ground shook and monstrous winds howled around him. He towed over the city like a black storm, his serpentine limbs coiling with power. With a voice that shook the heavens, he bellowed, "Foolish mortals, you dare challenge the might of Typhon." With an unwavering spirit, Athena charged forth, raising her shield adorned with the emblem of the owl. "We are not afraid, you will find no easy conquest here." Beside her, Leonidas rallied the warriors, brandishing his sword. For Athena, we will fight." And with a thunderous roar, the warriors surged forward, a wave of humanity crashing against the Titan's formidable presence. The clash was monumental. Swords met scales, and cries of valor intertwined with the roars of a furious Titan. Athena danced through the battlefield, directing her warriors, her spears striking true against the chaos. Yet, as the battle raged, Callias watched from the shadows, an insidious plan weaving in his mind. As the heroes fought valiantly, the courage faltered against Typhon's relentless fury. One by one, warriors fell, their blood mingling with the earth, staining the soil of Athena. Callias, emboldened by his dark thoughts, saw an opportunity. He slithered through the chaos, seeking the heart of Athena herself. "Move aside, fools!" Callias shouted, shoving past a wounded warrior. "This battle is mine to win." But Athena, sensing his treachery, turned just in time. "What madness drives you, Callias? This is not the way." Madness, he spat, eyes wild. I shall claim the glory for myself. Let the Titan crush you all. Only I will emerge as the true hero. In that moment, the battlefield erupted. Typhon unleashed a torrent of wind, sending warriors sprawling. Athena, caught off guard by Callias' betrayal, faltered. Seeing her moment of weakness, Typhon seized the chance and descended upon her with a devastating blow. The ground quaked as Athena stumbled, and the breath of Athene seemed to hitch in unison. "No," cried Leonidas, leaping forward to shield his goddess. But the Titan's wrath sent him crashing into the earth, his strength waning. In the chaos, Callias' laughter rang out like a sinister bell. "Let them fall, Athena. Watch as your precious heroes crumble beneath the weight of your failures." But Athena, summoning every ounce of her divine essence, rose from the ground, her eyes blazing with fury. "You may be my enemy, Callias, but I will not yield. We have a city to protect." With renewed vigor, she charged at Typhon, her spear piercing through the air like a comet. In a final clash, the goddess and Titan collided, a storm of power erupting around them. But the battle's tide began to shift as the warriors faltered, disbelief spreading among their ranks. One by one, they turned to flee, their hearts gripped by fear. "Flee, there is no hope," they cried, abandoning their goddess and city in a moment of despair. Betrayed, Athena watched as her champions fell away, leaving her to confront the Titan alone. "Fools!" Callias howled, reveling in the chaos. "Your goddess cannot save you now. Your destiny is sealed." In the eye of the storm, Athena fought against the tide of treachery and despair. She raised her spear high, channeling all her wisdom and strength. "You may have turned wars against me, Callias, but I will not fall. Athena's spirit will endure beyond this day." The clash of gods and titans echoed through the valley, but as Athena fought valiantly, Callias' betrayal weighed heavy. The heroes had failed not just against the Titan, but against the very heart of unity, leaving Athena vulnerable to the darkness. As the battle raged on, shadows crept closer to the heart of Athena. Athena's heart ached, not only for her fallen warriors, but for the city that had once shone so brightly. The weight of the prophecy gnawed at her, whispering of tragedy and fate. "Courage shall not wane," she vowed, "and I will rise for Athena, even if I stand alone." With unwavering resolve, Athena surged forward once more, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. The fate of Athena hung in the balance as the clash of destiny unfolded, and the struggle for honor persisted against the tide of despair. At that very moment, the winds howled and the shadows thickened. The true battle for Athena had just begun, and the echoes of betrayal would haunt a city long after the dust of war settled. The saga was far from over. Athena would not surrender. She would ignite the flames of hope, and from the ashes of despair, a hero would rise. But for now, the stage was set for a reckoning, and the shadows of betrayal wove a complex tapestry, enveloping the very fate of Athena. Part 2: The Reckoning of Athena. The clash of steel and the roar of Typhon echoed through the valley, a cacophony of chaos that threatened to drown out the cries of hope. Athena stood resolute, her spear shimmering defiantly against the Titan's monstrous form, which loomed like a dark mountain against the horizon. "Your strength is but an illusion, Typhon," she bellowed. "The hearts of Athena are forged in unity, and we will not yield." The Titan snorted, a plume of sulphurous smoke billowing from his nostrils. "Unity? Where are your so-called heroes now, Athena?" They cower in fear, abandoning their goddess like vermin fleeing a storm. With a swift motion, he unleashed a torrent of wind that knocked Athena off her feet, sending her tumbling across the battlefield. Feeling the bruising impact against the earth, she gritted her teeth and rose again, her spirit ignited. The battle had become a twisted performance, a tragic play where betrayal and cowardice took center stage, and the audience sat wrapped in disbelief. But as she regained her footing, Athena's gaze swept across the battlefield. Warriors, once resolute, now fled in panic, their faces pale with despair. Leonidas, too, lay wounded, struggling to rise as the walls spun around him. In that moment, time seemed to slow, and she felt the weight of their retreat pressed down upon her like a shroud. "Leonidas," she cried, rushing to his side. Ignoring the chaos, she knelt beside him, her heart pounding. "You must rise. Athena needs you." He looked up, his eyes filled with pain and doubt. "I failed you, my goddess. I should have stood my ground, but the Titan's power is overwhelming. I fear we have lost." "Never speak of loss while courage still breathes," Athena urged, her voice electric with resolve. "The spirit of Athena lives on in each of us. We must fight, even in the face of despair. You are not alone." Just then, Callias emerged from the shadows, his eyes glinting with malice. "Look at your warriors, Athena. They expose their cowardice. You will stand alone, abandoned by those who once revered you." His laughter rang through the chaos. dark and derisive. "A cowardess heart speaks only of betrayal," Athena replied, her voice steady. "You may think you've won, Callias, but your treachery holds no power over honor." With newfound energy, Leonidas found his strength, pushing himself to his feet. "For Athena, we will not be cowed." He raised his sword high, rallying what remained of the warriors still willing to stand alongside their goddess. Their resolve reignited like a spark in the darkness. As they gathered, Athena turned to her warriors, her spirit shining through the shadows. "We may have faltered, but we shall not fall. Stand with me. For Athena, for honor, let us show Typhon the true power of unity." The remnants of the once mighty army rallied, slowly forming a circle around their goddess, their eyes reflecting both fear and determination. The air around them thickened with anticipation, a palpable energy that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of Athena itself. As Typhon roared in fury, he unleashed serpentine limbs that whipped through the air like thunder. But Athena, emboldened, raised her spear and directed the warriors to hold firm. "We shall strike as one. Our love for Athena will be our guide." With a collective battle cry, the warriors surged forward, a wave of hope crashing against the Titaness' monstrous form. Athena moved with grace, her spear weaving through the chaos, striking true against Typhon's scales. The ground trembled beneath them, but with each blow, they forged a path of defiance. "Is this all you've got, mortals?" Typhon bellowed, his laughter echoing through the valley. "You shall taste the bitterness of defeat," Athena countered, "and you shall taste the resolve of a united city." She leapt into the air, her spear glowing with divine light. In that moment, she became a comet streaking through the gloom, striking Typhon with a force that sent shockwaves through the battlefield. But as they fought, the tide of battle shifted again. Callias, lurking in the shadows of the battlefield, saw his chance. From the corner of his eye, he noticed the glimmering amulet that hung around Athena's neck, a gift from the gods that held the essence of Athena's strength. With a wicked grin, he lunged forward like a serpent, aiming to claim the prize and seal their fate. "Your time is up, Athena," he shouted, determination etched on his face. "With your power, I shall become a god among mortals." "Not today, Callias," Leonidas shouted, intercepting him as they clashed, swords ringing out like an ominous bell. The two warriors fell into a brutal dance, steel meeting steel, each struck echoing the stakes of their fate. Athena's heart raced, torn between the battle against Typhon and the monstrous betrayal of Callias. She saw Leonidas falter under Callias' rage, and her voice rang out, fierce and commanding. "Leonidas, remember your honor. We fight not just for ourselves, but for every soul in Athena." With a renewed sense of purpose, Leonidas pushed Callias back, his blade slicing through the air with the vigor of a warrior fueled by love and loyalty. "You will not take our hope," he roared, striking true and knocking Callias to the ground. The battlefield trembled as the fierce duel continued, Athena back at the forefront against Typhon. Each thrust of her spear was a defiance against the shadows threatening to engulf her city. Yet Typhon, sensing the determination of the goddess, unleashed a tempest of fury. "You think you can defeat me, Athena? Your spirit is nothing but a flickering flame before my storm." He summoned a maelstrom, swirling winds and debris crashing into the ranks of the warriors. Athena shielded herself from the oncoming storm with her shield, but she felt the weight of despair creeping back, threatening to extinguish the fire of hope that burned within her heart. "Warriors," she shouted through the tempest. "Even in the storm, we stand together. We are Athena." With a roar, the warriors rallied behind her, their fear transformed into strength. They pushed forward, standing firm against the raging winds. Each warrior drew upon the essence of Athena, a force that transcended fear, a divine connection fueled by love for their city and goddess. Through the chaos, Athena felt a surge of energy coursing through her. The whispers of the fates echoed in her mind, urging her to embrace her destiny. "This is our moment," she cried out, raising her spear high. "Together we are stronger than any titan." In a blinding flash of light, Athena channeled the power of the city, her spear glowing with the essence of unity and strength. The winds howled in defiance, and with a fierce thrust, she channeled her will into one final strike against Typhon, aiming to break the chains of despair that had wrapped around her warriors. "Begone, Titan, Athena shall not fall." With a single thrust, she pierced the heart of Typhon, the divine energy erupting like a supernova. The heavens trembled, and the Titan let out a deafening roar, his form erupting into a tempest of shadows and light. Yet amidst the chaos, Callias saw his opportunity. Desperate, he lunged for Athena again, seeking to seize the amulet that still hung around her neck. "This ends now," he shouted, madness glimmering in his eyes. But Leonidas, battered yet unyielding, raised his sword. "No, this betrayal ends here." With a final thrust, he struck Callias down, the blade piercing through the darkness of his heart. The battlefield fell silent, the storm dissipating into calm. Athena, breathless yet resolute, turned to face her warriors, who had witnessed the unraveling of their fates. Their eyes met her gaze, and she felt the bond of unity reignite. "We have faced the darkness together," she said, her voice steady despite the weight of loss. "Though we struggled, we endured. Together, we are Athena, and we shall rise anew." As the dawn broke over the horizon, illuminating the remnants of the battlefield, the spirit of Athena began to heal. The echoes of betrayal would linger, but from the ashes, a new hope flickered. The warriors, united in purpose, vowed to rebuild their city, honoring those who had fought and fallen. In that moment, Athena understood the true essence of her role as a goddess. It was not just to lead, but to inspire, to nurture the spirit of unity that transcended even the darkest treachery. And as she gazed into the eyes of her warriors, she knew their destinies were intertwined, forever connected by the threads of honor, tragedy, and perseverance. With renewed determination, they turned their backs to the remnants of the chaos, ready to forge a new legend. Together, they would write the next chapter of Athena, for the battles of the past had only prepared them for the trials that lay ahead. And so, Part 3, The Phoenix of Athena. As the dawn broke over the battlefield, the sun's first rays illuminated the remnants of the clash that had shaken Athena to its core. The once vibrant city lay in ruins, echoes of valor intertwined with shadows of despair. Athena, her armor battered yet gleaming, stood at the heart of devastation, her spirit unyielding as she surveyed the fallen. "Rise, warriors of Athena," she called out, her voice slicing through the heavy silence like a blade. "The dawn brings a new beginning. We will not be defined by our losses, but by our determination to rise once more." Leonidas, still clutching his sword, struggled to stand. Blood dripped from his brow, but within him burned the fire of victory, however hard won. "For every warrior who fell, we shall build our legacy. We will honor their courage with our resolve." He raised his sword high, and his voice rang out, igniting a flicker of hope in the hearts of the weary. Around them, the remaining warriors, bruised and battered, began to rise. The bonds of camaraderie that had been forged in the heat of battle flickered like embers in a dying fire. One by one, they grasped their swords and shields, standing shoulder to shoulder with Athena and Leonidas. From the edge of the battlefield, the goddess of wisdom felt a shiver run down her spine. The whispers of the fates echoed in her ears, their words a harbinger of both hope and warning. "The victories you seek are often born from the ashes of despair. Tend to the wounds of your city, for the shadows may yet return." "Athena," a voice called from the gathered ranks. It was Callista, a fierce warrior with hair like spun gold. "What shall we do now? The Titan may be defeated, but the darkness lingers." Athena turned to her warriors, determination igniting her emerald eyes. "We shall rebuild. Athena will rise from the ruins, stronger than before. We will honor our fallen by creating a legacy that echoes through generations. But first, we must gather our strength. We need the blessings of the gods." "Will they heed our call after the betrayal of Callias?" asked Thaddeus, a burly warrior whose heart had been as noble as his strength. "Faith is our greatest weapon," Athena replied, her voice unwavering. "Let us seek the Oracle of Delphi. She speaks the truth of the divine and will guide us in our quest for unity." With renewed purpose, the warriors began their journey towards the Oracle. The path to Delphi wound through dense forests and steep mountains, filled with the remnants of ancient magic. As they traveled, they shared stories of bravery, of moments that had forged their spirits in the crucible of battle. But the weight of Callias' betrayal lingered in the air like a storm cloud, casting shadows over their hearts. "If only I had seen through his lies sooner," Leonidas confessed, his voice heavy. "Perhaps more of our brothers would stand with us." "A hero's journey is fraught with choices," Athena reminded him. "We learn from betrayal and grow stronger. Let us not dwell in despair, for we are not alone." Still, the shadows of doubt creep in, Leonidas sighed, casting his gaze towards the horizon. "What if the gods turn away, seeing us as failures?" As they pressed onward, the winds began to shift, carrying the scent of impending danger. The air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped the forest. Athena raised her hand, signaling the warriors to halt. "Stay vigilant. The remnants of Typhon's chaos may linger, and dark forces may arise." At that moment, a rustling in the underbrush caught their attention. From the trees emerged phantom shadowy figures forged from the remnants of warriors who had fallen in battle. Their eyes glowed eerily, empty of life and filled with sorrow. The air crackled with their anguish, and the warriors of Athena took a collective breath, fear creeping into their hearts. "Athena, what are these specters?" Callias asked, gripping his sword tightly. They are the echoes of those who have fallen, Athena replied, her voice softening. Their spirits linger, seeking closure. We must honor their sacrifice and guide them to peace. The phantoms move closer, their voices a haunting melody of despair. You have failed us, Athena. Your strength falters, and darkness rises again. We did not abandon you, Leonidas shouted, stepping forward. We fought for you. We will not let your sacrifice be in vain. But their cries only grew louder, a cacophony of sorrow echoing through the trees. You must pay the price. The Titaness' wrath is not over. Athena stepped forward, her heart aching for the lost souls. I will not allow your sacrifices to be forgotten. We will reclaim Athena. With every word, she channeled her divine essence, her spirit glowing with a radiant light. I pledge to honor your legacy. As she spoke, a shimmering light enveloped her, illuminating the forest. The specters hesitated, drawn to Athena's radiance. Lead us to peace, they whispered, their voices softening. Unite your warriors, and we shall find rest. With a surge of power, Athena reached out, her spear creating a bridge between the living and the dead. Together, we shall rise from this darkness. The spirits coalesced around her, their anguish transforming into resolve. The warriors of Athena felt the shift in the air, a surge of hope igniting their hearts. We shall not retreat. Leonidas shouted, the fire of determination roaring within him. We will face every shadow that threatens our home. As the phantoms embraced the light of Athena, they transformed into ethereal warriors, their spirits renewed. They became part of the warriors' ranks, their presence a testament to the resilience of Athena's spirit. With a newfound strength, the warriors pressed onward towards Delphi, a path illuminated by the light of those who had fallen. As they approached the sacred mountain, a sense of reverence washed over them. The oracle's temple shimmered in the distance, its marble columns standing tall against the azure sky. Here, we will seek the wisdom of the gods, Athena proclaimed, her voice steady. We shall learn how to protect Athena and honor the souls of our fallen. They entered the temple, its thick with incense and divine energy. The oracle, cloaked in ethereal robes, awaited them, her eyes glistening with ancient wisdom. You have come seeking guidance, she greeted, her voice melodic and profound. But what burdens do you bring? Athena, the oracle said, gazing directly at the goddess. Your warriors faltered, and shadows linger still. The path you seek is fraught with peril. Only through unity and sacrifice shall Athena find its strength again. Leonidas stepped forward, courage radiating from him. We will stand together no matter what challenges await. We will fight for our city, our honor, and our fallen brethren. The oracle nodded, a smile gracing her lips. Your resolve is strong, but the darkness will not relent easily. Prepare for a trial that will test your very souls. Only through understanding your deepest fears can you emerge victorious. As the oracle spoke, the ground trembled beneath their feet, and a fissure opened within the temple. The air shimmered, revealing a portal swirling with shadows and light. Step through the passage and confront the darkness that resides within you, the oracle instructed. Only then will you harness the power to defeat Typhon's remnant. With hearts pounding, the warriors gathered around Athena, their trust in her unwavering. Together, she urged, we will face our fears. The spirit of Athena will guide us through the shadows. They stepped into the portal, the world around them dissolving into darkness. Whispers surrounded them, pulling at their fears and insecurities. Each warrior faced visions that tore at the fabric of their souls. Leonidas found himself alone in a desolate wasteland, his sword shattered. You are unworthy, a voice echoed. You failed your city, and they abandoned you. Doubt flooded his heart, but he gripped the hilt of his sword. I will not surrender to fear. Athena is worth fighting for, and I will reclaim my honor. In another corner of the darkness, Callista confronted her own torment. The specter of Callias loomed large. You are weak, you followed her blindly, he taunted. Your loyalty means nothing. But she steadied herself, her voice unwavering. I am not weak, I am forged in the fires of battle, and I will honor my brothers and sisters. Athena, surrounded by shadows, echoed their struggles. We are not alone, your fears and doubts may rise, but together we stand strong. We are Athena. The darkness shrieked, recoiling from their united voices. Each warrior reaffirmed their resolve, their spirits shining brighter than the shadows that sought to consume them. The space around them began to shift, the darkness retreating as their unity surged. Finally, as they emerged from the darkness, they found themselves back in the oracle's temple, the air filled with vibrant energy. You have faced your fears and emerged stronger, the oracle praised. Part 4, The Trials of Athena. As the vibrant light of the oracle's temple enveloped Athena and her warriors, a renewed sense of purpose thrummed in the air. They emerged from the shadows, their forms flickering like embers in a restless flame. Each one felt the presence of those they had lost, their courage rekindled by the spirits of the fallen. Athena, Leonidas said, his voice steady yet filled with urgency, "We have faced our fears, but what must we do now? The shadows may have retreated, but we know the Titan's wrath is far from over. The remnants of his chaos lurk, waiting to strike." Athena, her heart aflame with the spirit of Athena, stepped forward. "The oracle has spoken truth. Our journey is not yet finished. Typhon's shadows will seek to dismantle the unity we have forged here. We must harness the strength we have uncovered." Callisto, with her golden hair glistening like sunlight through the trees, stepped beside Athena. "Then we must be bold in our actions. The gods have seen our struggle. They will guide us if we are unwavering in our resolve." The oracle, still draped in her ethereal robes, raised a hand, forestalling their enthusiasm. "The path ahead is treacherous. Brave souls, a great trial awaits you, one that will test not only your strength but your very essence. Only through sacrifice and unity will you find the power to banish Typhon's darkness once and for all." Leonidas clenched his fists, resolve igniting in his chest. "We are ready. Let us face whatever perils lie ahead, for Athena and for those who have fallen." The oracle's eyes glimmered with ancient wisdom. "Then prepare yourselves. Beyond this temple lies the caves of despair, where the souls of the fallen are trapped. To gain their blessings, you must face the trials within. Each of you will confront an aspect of your spirit that yearns for resolution." With a collective breath, the warriors embraced the depths of the unknown. They stepped into the darkness of the caves of despair, where shadows danced like specters, whispering doubts that clawed at their hearts. The air grew cold, thick with the weight of lost souls. Suddenly, the shadows coalesced, morphing into grotesque versions of themselves, fearsome echoes of their doubts and failures. "You cannot escape," a hollow voice mocked, filling the cavern with a cacophony of despair. "You are unworthy. You will never rise above your failures." Athena raised her spear, the light shimmering from its tip illuminating the darkness. "Fear not the shadows, they are mere reflections of our struggles, and we will not yield." As the warriors readied themselves for battle, Leonidas stepped forward, a beacon of courage. "I will not be defined by my failures." He charged at the looming spectre, a twisted version of his former self clad in shattered armor. "You do not embody me. I am forged of the spirit of Athena." With a fierce swing of his sword, he struck at the spectre, shattering its form into wisps of darkness. The echoes screamed, reverberating through the cavern, but Leonidas stood firm, fueled by the memories of his fallen comrades. One by one, the warriors faced their own trials. Callisto confronted the spectre of Callias, who loomed large, taunting her with bitterness. "You followed Athena into your doom, and now you stand alone. What honor do you seek from a goddess who failed?" "I did not fail," Callisto shouted, the power of her voice mingling with the swelling darkness. "I fought for the honor of those who fell. I stand with my city, and I will reclaim their legacy. You are but a whisper of my doubts, and I will silence you." As she swung her sword, the spectre shattered into shimmering fragments, lost to the winds of the cave. Around her, the shadows trembled, and the remaining warriors found strength in each other, their laughter echoing through the depths. Yet even as they battled, a sinister presence loomed deeper in the caves. The air thickened, and the darkness pulsated with malevolence. The warriors could feel it, a creature born of despair and chaos, lurking just beyond their sight. "Stay vigilant," Athena warned, her senses heightened. "The heart of the darkness is near." As they pressed forward, the shadows converged, revealing a massive, writhing monstrosity, a creature formed of the despair that Typhon had left in his wake. Its scales shimmered like obsidian, and its eyes glowed with a sinister hunger. "Foolish mortals," it snarled, its voice rumbling through the cave like thunder. "You dare challenge the abyss? Your courage will be your undoing." Leonidas, fear momentarily eclipsed by defiance, raised his sword. "We are no longer afraid. Athena shall not fall to despair." With a thunderous roar, the creature lunged forward, lashing out with tentacles that lashed like whips. The warriors scattered, their instincts igniting as they dodged its frenzied assault. Athena, guiding her warriors with sharp precision, shouted, "We must strike as one. Our unity is our greatest weapon. Focus your strength on the heart of the creature." Leonidas rallied his friends, forming a circle around Athena. "Together, we will drive this darkness back for Athena." With their hearts aligned, they surged forward, channeling the spirit of the city. Athena led the charge, her spear glowing with divine light. "Now," she commanded, as they thrust their weapons forward, a collective strike aimed at the heart of the monstrosity. The impact was explosive. Light clashed against darkness, and the very ground trembled beneath their feet. The creature howled in agony, its form writhing as the light began to consume it. But the shadows fought back, attempting to shroud the warriors in despair. Don't let the darkness cloud your hearts, Athena urged, her voice cutting through the chaos. Remember our fallen, remember their courage. With each echo of her words, the warriors felt the presence of their brothers and sisters, spirits of the fallen intertwining with their own. They stood firm, their resolve solidifying, pushing against the tide of despair. Together, they channeled their memories, the laughter shared, the honor defended, the sacrifices made. For Athena, they roared, their voices harmonizing into a powerful crescendo. In that moment, light erupted from their combined strength, engulfing the shadows in brilliant luminescence. The creature roared, its form disintegrating into a cascade of shimmering particles that descended to the heavens, leaving nothing but echoes of its defeat. A silence fell over the cavern. Athena stood at the forefront, her heart swelling with pride for her warriors. We have faced our fears and conquered the darkness. Together, we have reclaimed our essence. The air shimmered, and a warm light enveloped them, guiding the warriors back towards the mouth of the cave. As they emerged, the sun bathed them in golden light, a symbol of their victory over the trials they had faced. But the journey was not over. Athena turned to her warriors, her heart resolute. We have defeated the shadows within, but Typhon's remnants still threaten Athena. We must gather the strength of our fallen and return to our city. Leonidas stepped forward, his sword still gleaming with the energy of their triumph. Let us honor our comrades by standing united against the darkness that seeks to consume us. We will rebuild our home. With a rallying cry, the warriors marched towards the city of Athena, their spirits entwined with the memories of those who had fallen. They were not only warriors, they were a family, bound by honor, love, and an unyielding resolve. As they approached the city gates, they found the streets lined with the remnants of destruction, but the air thrummed with a resurgence of hope. The citizens, seeing their champions return, felt a spark ignite within them. Athena lives, they cried, their voices rising in a united chorus. The courage of our heroes shines brightly. Athena raised her spear high, illuminating the city with its divine glow. We will rebuild, the spirit of Athena will rise anew. Together, we will honor the sacrifices of our fallen and forge a legacy that echoes through the ages. With the strength of their unity, they began to rebuild, the laughter of children, the songs of the bards, the dance of the craftsmen filling the air like a tapestry of life. Athena would rise from the ashes, stronger and more vibrant than ever before. But as the sun set over the horizon, Athena felt a stirring in the winds. Typhon's shadows had not been vanquished entirely. They were waiting, lurking in the corners of fate, biding their time. Yet she gazed upon her warriors, their spirits unyielding, and knew that as long as they stood together, hope would prevail against the darkness. Thus, the tale of Athena continued, a legend woven with threads of bravery, sacrifice, and an indomitable spirit. And the echoes of their journey would resonate through time, a timeless reminder that even in the face of despair, unity would always light the way.